Thank you very much for joining us. To our very first story this afternoon, and the Supreme Court has given the Attorney General 7 days to file a statement of case against Justice Paul Utederi, who is asking the court to declare Anas Aremeyaw Anas's petition against him now and void. Lawyer for Justice Derry, Nick Pakwado, in an interview with Joy News after today's court hearing, said he's unhappy with the delay by the Attorney General.
It's not necessarily a field day. The issues that were at play were very simple. The Attorney General came to file a motion for extension of time. You know, we dealt with two matters today. We dealt with the principal matter dealing with the petition and the fact that we want the petition to be declared null and void on account of the publication in the media by the petitioner. So on that particular case, in which we are invoking the original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, the court was very clear that the Attorney General should file their proposed statement of case. You know, at the Supreme Court, we don't file a statement of defense. We file what we call a statement of case. So the Attorney General is to file their statement of case within 7 days. So after the statement of case is filed, then we would have what we call a memorandum of issues. That is, the issues that will be determined by the court will also be set down, and then we'll go into the merits of the case itself. The second matter had to do with an application that we have filed at the Supreme Court invoking the supervisory jurisdiction of the court in respect of prohibiting the trial judge at the sitting on the matters in the High Court. Our argument is that on account of certain things that have happened, we do not believe that the judge would give us justice in that said matter. So we are asking for an order for prohibition so that that judge will be changed. That matter is before the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has ordered that the Attorney General, who is an interested party, should file their defense or affidavit in opposition to our motion within 7 days, because they had also brought an application for extension of time. So in both cases, the Attorney General has brought in application seeking for an extension of time for within which to file their proposed defenses and affidavits in opposition. Of course,
and the judges are not happy with the way the AG is asking for time.
Well, the court has expressed this opinion. I will not comment on the court's opinion. You know, you were in court, so you heard what the court said. Clearly, the court wishes that this matter is dealt with expeditiously, and we are also anxious that the matter is dealt with expeditiously because our clients' rights are involved, and once this matter is dealt with, then we can advise them on any other consequential steps that they may have to take. We filed a new writ in respect of the defamation. One of my clients, Justice Isiado, has filed a writ today in respect of the allegations that have been leveled against him by Tiger Eye. He has filed a writ against seven defendants, challenging the substance of the petition. Remember that most of the matters that we've brought have dealt with the procedure in which the matter has been handled. Now, one of the judges, who is my client, has filed a defamation suit challenging the facts and the allegations in that particular petition. And so he's affording the petitioner and other persons who have published or publicized the said petition to come forward in court and prove their case. And so I think we are in for very interesting times.
Why now?
Because this is the time that he chose to file it. Remember that if you look at Article 1462, the procedure by which you seek to remove the judge is of critical importance. So the very first steps that as a legal team we took was to deal with the matters of procedure. Now we are going into the matters of the substance. So once you have made allegations against me as having done A, B, C, and D, the law provides that just as you have activated processes, I also have the right to go to court for you to come and prove your allegations. So
now, the committee probing corruption allegations in the judiciary has resumed sitting today. My colleague Latif Idris is live on the ground and joins us live now with some more on that. Latif, one more kind of report. What is the situation there?
Well, the situation is always the same. This sitting, you cannot get access to the committee's, conference room to get exactly what is transpiring there. So we're still standing outside the corridors at the Judicial Service Administration block to see if we will get counsel for the judges who are appearing before the committee today. So there's not much to report as far as today.
Many thanks, Latif Idris, for that update, and we'll touch base with Latif Idris subsequently for some more on this particular one. But away from that, one of the implicated judges in the recent corruption expose, Justice Isiado, has sued investigative journalist Anas Aremeyaw, Anas, and several others for defamation. My colleague Martha Krentelakwa has been going through the suit.
The 8 include the EIB, you know, the Excellence in Broadcasting Network, operators of Star FM, the Media Foundation for West Africa, the Director of Estates and General Services Bureau of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. You know, they came into it because they managed the AICC, and then there was an embargo, don't show, and then they went ahead. Then the manager of the Accra International Conference Center itself, and then the Global Media Alliance, and the Attorney General. So what the suit is saying is that lawyer AEC thinks that by allowing them to carry it on, they portrayed him as a corrupt judge, which of course he is contesting he is not. And then he also contends that by the ordinary meaning, the said petition accompanied by the audio-visual recording that he was served with from the AG meant to portray him as corrupt and someone who is a pervert, which of course he is not. So he's contesting issues of his morality, thinking that, okay, if you put it out there, even if I'm cleared later, you can't come and correct the damage you may have done to me. So he's seeking some damages, and they include, one of them, the aggravated damages for the malicious recording and publication or republication and circulation of the audio-visual. And that
away from that now, and we would have to touch base with politics, and with that we are going straight to the headquarters of the ruling National Democratic Congress, where we are told there's a live press conference currently ongoing and is being addressed by the party's General Secretary, Johnson Esiedu-Nketia.
And the printing inclusion of the corrections in the register was rather too short. So that led to the incidence of people not finding their names in the register. And of course, the final stages of the compilation of the register also left very little time for the elections. And it happened at a time where everybody knew that the register was going to be used for the elections. So it led to all type of interest, some holy and others unholy, developing around the compilation and cleaning of the register. Now, there was about 3 or so isolated incidents of violent conduct which was swiftly brought under control because of our efficient early warning system which was put in place. And again, I want to congratulate the party and congratulate the rank and file and congratulate the security services. If you are voting in over 8,000 polling centers, it is not out of the ordinary to have at least 3 incidents of violent conduct. And I think that, as I have indicated, it represents a very major achievement. And so the election represents one of the most peaceful political events in this country in recent times. There were a few legal challenges, some of which are pending, which occasioned the postponement of the parliamentary elections in 3 constituencies. And we hope to resolve this quickly to pave the way for the rest of the elections to be held. Again, in the area of the number of legal challenges, this election has been one of the least contentious elections ever held in the party. And in that area too, we need to congratulate ourselves and congratulate the rank and file of the party. Now, the way forward. In the days ahead, we have the following major activities to conduct, hopefully before the end of the year. Number 1, we will move as expeditiously as possible to conduct the last batch of 6 parliamentary primaries. And 2, the selection of our running mate and the outdooring of all our candidates. The party will strongly advise His Excellency the President to trigger the process of making our running mate known.
Right, so that was a live feed from the national headquarters of the ruling National Democratic Congress it was a press conference being addressed by the party's General Secretary Johnson Esiedu-Ketia. It has to do with some pertinent issues that arose during and after the primaries that came off last weekend. Okay. So away from that, but still staying with the NDC and its primaries, and the defeated parliamentary aspirant of the Ningo Prom seat in the just-ended NDC primary, that Enoch Mensah says his opponents employed rough tactics to win the seat. Mensah alleges that Sam George deliberately caused the confusion on Saturday that led to the postponement of the elections because he, that is Sam George, needed to buzz people from Ashaiman to vote for him. He also alleges that his supporters were intimidated and not allowed to vote, especially at Pram by the electoral officers there because they were compromised. Enoch Mensah, however, says he will not be contesting the results nor petition the party on the concerns raised. He was speaking to my colleague, Lord Harry Siduasari.
People were also buzzed, lest me forget, were buzzed on Sunday from Ashaiman. 3 Metro Mass buses. We had a hint that he went and created the confusion that he created on Saturday so that he would not come on. Because the people that he needed to come here were also voting on that same day.
Where were they being bussed from?
They bussed them from Ashaiman. Wow. When I finish, you can talk to some of the guys here who know what I'm talking about. And then they took them to his place, to Ayam, and then to Lepoguno. You know, because Ayam is a place where village where around this time most of the fishermen have gone out fishing. They go for about 1 week, 2 weeks, sometimes a month and come. So there was no way if they had gone through the thing rigorously based on the register, could have got 10% of what he got.
Wow.
Yes.
So in effect, or in summary, the entirety
of Mr. Mensah is, however, convinced that he has brought enough development to the area, including converting it from a constituency to a district. My colleague, Lord Aizidwasai, also went to Ahwem in Ningo, the hometown of the eventual winner of the Ningo Prom primary, Sam George, to find out if the assertions were true. Now, he reports that the people of Ahwem gave various reasons why they kicked Mensah out, including the lack of development, jobs, and education in that part of the constituency. Here is more.
That's a district assembly. I was the one who fought and brought the district assembly here. It's something which can be seen, touched, felt, and have other physical legacies. The road that you rode on and all. There's so many of them. Rural electrification, 184,000 villages, 85,000 villages. I have covered all except 15, which are also work in progress. There's nothing that you see here that wasn't brought about by me. Even when we were in opposition 8 years, I was still working and brought about immunity, and people are aware. If I take sector by sector, education, health, water, name it, every kid knows that it's Mensah.
This is Ahwem, the hometown of winner of the NDC primaries in Ningo Pram, Sam George. Now, there seems to be a very sharp contrast between Pram and Ningo, especially here at Ahwem. The people here, their main source of livelihood is farming, and some of them are fisher folks. Now, on our way here, the roads were so bad, my waist is still hurting. People are gathered here because they are in a jubilant mood. And then earlier you may have seen that they were carrying a coffin, and it's supposedly supposed to be Mensah. They are burying him because they said they are tired of the way they have been living for the past 19 years. According to them, he has not done much for them, and that's why they are ousting him as their NP.
Sam George is coming from here. That's where he's coming from. That is his hometown. And during the campaign, ET has been insulting him that he's from Nigeria. He doesn't have a house. And the people here is like he's angered us. That's why we voted for him, to show that he's from this place.
I see. But what about development? What do you think the achievements of E.T. Mensah is?
You can see, what can you see? There is nothing here. Since he's here, he was here, he's an MP for almost 19 years. Look at, there's no development. The people here, you will complete school, you don't have anything to do. The farming too. When like you go to the farming season, he will come and promise them, he will come and give them tractors to do their farming. He will not come. It's only election start that you will see me here, but after the elections, you will not see him. So there's no development here. You don't have anything here.
He has not been performing his duties because he did not bring in job here. Our roads are still there. We, some people, we are suffering because we complete SS and we don't find any job to do. We are lacking here. That's why we want to change him. We are lacking so many things here.
So in his almost 19 years of serving the people of Nego Pram Pram, are you saying that he has not achieved anything at all?
No, he came to do the road for us. But as you can see, the road is not very good. He did the road like 2 months, 3 months in. Have you seen how the road has become? So meaning they don't do any proper thing here. The road, they don't even construct it very well. So as you can see, it has, you can see it for yourself. The potholes, when we are going to Old Ningo, we suffer a lot. But you know where he's staying at Pram Pram. Have you seen how he's doing the road over there? So we are suffering here. That's why we want to change him. So that maybe when different person come to this town, maybe we can achieve something better. That's why we want to change him.
My name is Lord Hasidasa, reporting for Joy News. Ahim.
Now, suspended chairman of the opposition New Patriotic Party, Paul Afoko, has dismissed media reports linking him to a raid at the NPP's headquarters at Salamdao. Speaking on the AM show earlier today, spokesperson for Mr. Afoko, Nanaya Osei, said the embattled chairman is shocked at media reports suggesting he hired people to carry out the raid at his party's headquarters. Now, he attributes the latest attempt to link Mr. Afoko to the recent violence in the party to a plot by elements in the NPP and others in the media to taint the embattled chairman's reputation.
But he's not surprised about it because he knows that it has been the attitude of some persons within the party and their collaborators in the media that anything bad that happens, they will link Mr. Afoko to it. And so Mr. Afoko is not surprised. He knows that they have no basis for saying whatever they are saying. And that is why, if you read the statement yesterday very well, he calls on the police to do a thorough investigation into the matter. In fact, to get to the bottom of it. Okay. He didn't say that out of nothing, because he wanted the police, which is a credible institution, to be able to go into the matter for us to take it up from there. This baseless accusation and all that will not help. In any case, are they also saying that, look, whatever happened at the party headquarters might have been planned to discredit Mr. Paul Afoko, and so if the police have come in, they must still go ahead and link him with whatever happened? Is that what they are trying to tell us?
You're watching News Today live here on Joy News Multi TV. We're taking a break. We'll be back pretty shortly with some more. Don't go away. Thank you very much for staying with us here on News Today. Now, the Chifu-Praso Magistrate Court in the Central Region has sentenced 3 persons for stealing cables belonging to the Electricity Company of Ghana. The 3, according to the prosecution, stole the aluminium conductors of the ECG, cut them into pieces, and were getting ready for the market when they were arrested. The aluminium conductors, estimated at a cost of 860 Ghana cedis, were stolen from a construction company, Konukopia, that had won an ECG contract about 6 months ago to extend electrification projects from Chifu-Praso to Abeka Nkwanta. Yao Mbro, 27, Kofi Ando, 24, and Kofi Crew, 18, who were employees of the construction company subcontracted by the ECG, pleaded guilty to the 3 counts of stealing related offences and were sentenced on their own plea. The two, Yao Mbro and Kofi Ando, were convicted to serve a 6-month jail term, while 18-year-old Kofi Crew was sentenced to a prison term of 5 months. The presiding magistrate, Eric Babwatin, expressed his disgust about the phenomenon where people have reckless disregard for state assets. Now, in an interview we join you shortly after the conviction of the 3, the Central Regional PRO of ECG, Isaac Norris Anison, bemoaned how people have developed the penchant of tampering with the assets of the Electricity Company of Ghana.
At around 11:30, we got information from the Chifopraso Police Command that they've intercepted a group of 3 guys carrying materials suspected to belong to the Electricity Company of Ghana. So quickly, the district manager, ECG Chifopraso, was called to the district to confirm. So he realized that the material the guys were carrying were actually aluminum conductors used for electrification projects. We are a serious company. We are also saddled with financial difficulties. We are not even getting money to do extensions. The energy crisis also affected the company in a lot of ways. People are not paying bills. We have illegal connections also to struggle with. So what we would want to caution the public against is, please, they shouldn't go close to our installations. They shouldn't go close to our materials, because now ECG has a legislative instrument that gives us the power to prosecute. So when you are caught involved in any of such acts, you will be sent through the various processes to get you come before the law for prosecution. One ECG, we would want to urge the public to also cooperate with us. If you find anyone involved in any illegality, please report that person to ECG, and then we have a reward for anyone who gives us information that leads to somebody being apprehended.
Now, almost 49% of the total membership of the National Health Insurance Scheme at Bongo in the Upper East region have now chosen the district's hospital as their preferred primary healthcare provider. Now, this is in line with the capitation provider payment method, which allows one to choose a particular health center they will visit whenever they need healthcare. Under the capitation system, the healthcare provider is paid a predetermined fixed rate by the National Health Insurance Authority to provide a defined set of services for each individual enrolled with the provider for a fixed period of time. The individual chooses during registration the healthcare provider he or she prefers, and therefore would have to go there anytime he or she needs healthcare. The capitation payment system under the NHIA is being piloted in 3 regions of Ghana, including the Upper East, Upper West, and Volta regions. And the Bongo district is the selected district for piloting the system in the Upper East region. Bongo district manager of the NHIA, Makmadu Seidu Akogri, says the capitation system is picking up quite well.
Capitation is a provider payment method where a predefined fixed rate is paid to providers to provide a defined set of services for each individual enrolled with the provider for a fixed period of time. It is international best practice to use a mix of methods, since there is no one perfect provider payment method. Capitation is therefore being introduced to help make the NHIS more efficient and sustainable. And the Bongo District Office has, at the end of October, enrolled 26,997 subscribers to their PPPs, constituting 48.52% of its active total membership of 55,639. This puts the Bongo District as the district with the second highest rate of PPP enrollment in the 3 regions where capitation is being rolled out. That is the Upper East region, Upper West region, and the Volta region.
In an exclusive interview with Joy News, Upper East Regional Director of the NHIA, Sebastian Alakpolinsa, bemoaned the huge numbers trying to register at various district offices of the NHIA due to the biometric system of registration, which is currently ongoing.
Congestion, that one is real. And currently, as we talk, it is not like when we started. And all is about the network system. The network sometimes in the daytime is slow, sometimes is completely down. And that is what is accounting for the congestion. And the congestion is as a result of the fact that people biometric data is needed under this system. It's not like the magnetic card regime where one collect other people's cars to go and register or renew on their behalf. But for the fact that people need to be there physically present, and for the fact that the ICT system at times is very slow, is what is accounting for the crowds that you are seeing at the district offices. That is why I said, so far our staff have been working 24 hours in some of the district offices.
You're still watching News Today here on Joy News Multi TV. Time now for business. And in business today, the Association of Ghana Industries, the AGI, says the 2016 budget simply failed to meet the critical needs of local industries. President of the AGI, James Sasareje, tells Joy Business the budget had no initiatives for tackling the long-standing challenges in the business environment.
Economists and other stakeholders have already expressed disappointment at the 2016 budget, but admit an austere budget is to be expected, especially in an election year. The AGI is unhappy the budget did not address major issues hampering the growth of local industries.
We've not really seen something really new which would go or is going to support industry in going forward, in 2016. Let us understand that there are some key issues, that we need to address, as an economy, to be able to boost local production, to be able to expand our local industry base. And these things, there were nothing really significant, that went to address specifically some of these things we've been calling for. For example, we have called for the need to actually set up stimulus fund, for industry. We have been very specific that we need to look at about 1 billion Ghana cedis stimulus fund that would really be able to help industry, to retool. This will be as a strategic intervention for some key companies, that are export-oriented. We did not see something like that. We have also expected to see a lot more pragmatic approach to the energy solution, energy issues, even though there were mention of some things being done by government, to add up to generation capacities.
It has already emerged that businesses would have to brace themselves for some more taxes from next year. These were not spelled out in the 2016 budget, but the finance minister has denied they are new taxes. The AGI, however, says businesses cannot take on any more taxes, especially under the current difficulties.
Any additional taxes, that will burden our industry further, is not welcome. We're not really looking forward to more taxes. Already we are burdened with so many taxes, multiplicity of taxes, and hence it is very important that nothing is done to really disturb the already worrisome industrial environment.
President John Dramani Mahama is urging businessmen and various artisans in the country to develop their skills to ensure they come out with quality products. Now, many Ghanaians have indicated they prefer foreign products, as many locally produced ones are of very little quality, very low quality. But speaking at the launch of the Made in Ghana campaign yesterday, President Mahama emphasized the skilled labor front would ensure higher quality of goods and services.
There's a lot of work we should do in terms of reaching where we want to reach, in keeping jobs at home and making sure that we promote the consumption of our own goods. One of the reasons why our competitors have an advantage over us is scale. They have the advantage of scale. And if we don't consume our own goods, then we don't give our industries the advantage of scale. because the more you produce of a product, the cheaper it is. Because once you prepare the mold, if you prepare the mold and you produce 1,000, the unit cost is more expensive than if you produce 1 million. There was a contract for which they needed 60 welders. And so a company was commissioned to employ the welders. And so they applied, advertised and asked welders to apply. And out of 300 that applied, only 30 reached the skill level that was needed.
Financial analyst Sidney Casely-Hayford is advising young accountants in the country to never get involved in payroll fraud. Now, speaking at the launch of a young professional accountants body in Accra over the weekend, Mr. Casely-Hayford noted that too many accountants are involved in payroll fraud, a situation that is costing the country huge sums of money.
Many so-called accountants in this country from payroll fraud. Plenty. Okay. My life at Deloitte spanned 6 years when I was here in Ghana with them. And during that 6-year period, I'm telling you, there is not a single place in Ghana that I have not been to. I went everywhere. And in the remotest place, that's where the corruption is worse. And that's where you have to be extra vigilant when you get there, because not only are you trying to do a good job, you're also trying to dodge the bullet. Because they are coming after you. The minute you let anybody know that you have detected fraud or you are investigating fraud, you have to start getting ready to leave the place. And you have to make up your mind whether your life is better than death as an auditor. Me, I'm not ready to die as an auditor. So I stopped auditing. Too dangerous. Instead, I became a financial consultant.
That's it for Business Time. Now to check out the very latest in sports. Just coming in from the Power Ministry, I'd like to read a bit of it. Is about it tries to explain the reasons for the intensified load shedding. So I'm going to read portions of that statement before we end the bulletin here. It says the current increase in the quantum of load shedding in the country has come about as a result of a shutdown of Ghana National Gas Company Limited at Atwabo to enable the African Middle East Investment, that's Ameri Power Plant, to be connected onto the gas supply system of Ghana Gas. And it goes on to say the Ameri plant at Abuaze currently being installed is expected to generate an additional 250 megawatts into the National Interconnected Transmission System when fully commissioned. Engineers of both the Ghana National Gas Company Limited and Ameri are working around the clock to complete the connection of the gas line and to ameliorate the recent further decline in power supply in the country. The public is kindly requested to bear with the situation as the gas line connection is expected to be completed soon. And the particular statement was signed by Kweku Sessa Johnson, Head of Public Affairs at the Power Ministry. We'll bring you much more on this in subsequent broadcasts. But that'll be it for News Today here on Joy News Multi TV. My name is Kwabena Chenchen. For more news, do all to log on to myjoyonline.com. Enjoy the rest of our broadcast.